Hey guys, welcome back to the next part of our series. Today we're going to continue with the post-production, and unfortunately, as soon as I finished the last video, there was a power outage here at my studio, so we lost everything. The previous render that we had was lost, and I just rebuilt it. Of course, I can't specifically match the one that I had before, but it's going to be close enough. So I'm just rendering this one real quick, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy into Photoshop, and we're going to add the same filters that we had before. So it's very important you actually do have all of these files available in your files. So this, if we go to the Night A PSD, it has all of the filters, all of the information, the type of film grain and stuff, like all of the things that we need to get the exact same sort of like feeling and effect, right? So we're just gonna wait for this to finish. It's finished, and we're gonna save file, save image, and we're gonna save this image as Night B. And we're gonna save this as an EXR, so .exr. Why the EXR? Because we're gonna be doing the alpha technique that I showed you earlier, and we need to extract the alpha in the best possible way. So there we go. The colors, as you can see, are not, they've changed a little bit, they're not linearized, so we need to make a little change here. So I'm gonna grab all of these pixels, Control C, go here, mask this thing out, hit Alt and click on this one, and Control B to paste the alpha channel. And now if we go back, it should like properly cut everything. And we're just gonna say image, mode, 16 bits per channel, and merge. We're just gonna, no, sorry, not merge. So image, mode, 16 bits, don't merge. And we should have the same one right here. So now it's just a matter of grabbing this image and bringing it into our Night A film, and bring it all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. Right here. Oh, right here. Actually, let me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this one off. I'm gonna delink this ones with Alt, and then relink them, so they have the exact same effect. Up here, these guys we don't need anymore. And there we go, we have this sort of effect. Now, I can definitely see that the light's a little bit too warm, so I need to see where this is actually happening. I think it might be the curves. So I'm just gonna turn some of them off. I really like the color balance though. Hue saturation is fine. I think it's the curves. So the curves, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lower the intensity of the curves a little bit, and we're gonna get this sort of effect. And yeah, that's it. As you can see, we get this very nice, cool looking cinematic effect. If the color look a bit too much, for instance, we can lower it a little bit more. And the planet, let's get rid of the planet, of course. Where's the planet? Here. And one thing that we definitely need to do is we need to go to the clouds. I'm gonna hit Control T, and we're gonna flip horizontal. And now we can place the clouds behind him, for instance. Something like that. And we can add like another cloud right here, right? We also did a little bit of paint over. We need to get rid of that, those like weird spots that we have right there. And we can add a new paint over. I'm actually gonna save this as a different one. I'm gonna save as, and this is gonna be Night B, so that if we want to do any changes, we can just do them. And here I'm going to show you something. For instance, this stone, as we've mentioned before, I don't love it because it's like really flat, like it's just like a straight line right here. One thing we can do is we can actually paint a little bit of a sky here. Like if we just go all the way to the top, or actually not to the top because we do have the noise, so below the noise, and we just use the hardish brush, not super hard, but just a little bit hard. As you can see, we can give it a little bit of silhouette. We can even go all the way down here, and on the mask, we can paint with the mask. And that's gonna give me a little bit more of an interesting look, right? Because rocks usually have this sort of effect. So again, that sort of thing will definitely help the whole composition. I don't think I want a vignette. I was thinking about adding a vignette, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. What I do want is I would like to push this rockstar a little bit further away. So again, just above the noise, we sampled the same color as the sky. We use a soft round brush, and very carefully, we just draw like a nice little mask here on top. On all of these rocks right here. You can try using a blend mode. I don't particularly like that. I think just opacity is more than enough, as you can see right there. And then again with the eraser, just try to be as precise as possible to erase a little bit of that sort of like glow that we get, especially here from like on the cape, for instance. It's a very hacky way to do this, but it works. For a render piece for your portfolio, this is way more than enough. And the reason I'm saying this is usually on a production pipeline, if you're doing the lights, not all the time are you going to be required to do the post-production. Like there's people that are super specialized in post-production, and that's their job to do this sort of stuff. So I'm probably going to use something like 10% only, but as you can see, that definitely like separates the rocks from everything else and gives us a very nice effect. The clouds on the back, I'm going to hit Control E to combine them, and I'm going to say Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, just blur them a little bit because they're really far away, right? And that's it. That we have our second image. I'm going to save this real quick as a JPEG. So we already have our first composition. Did I not save that one? Let's call this Night B Render. And that's it. So if we open the Night A render again, let me just save this one real quick. Let's just call this Night A render.jpg. There we go. Now in our folder, in our image folders, we're gonna have all of this. Look how many renders we've done so far. And that we have our establishing shot, which is the character getting into this specific place, and then a close-up of the character finding that light source or that like force something. Like it's just a magical storytelling device. So yeah, there we go, guys. This is it for this one. Now we're gonna jump onto the final composition, and this final composition is gonna be a little bit special because we are gonna be doing a shot that can be seen from 3 different angles. So we're gonna be able to see it as a wide shot, we're gonna be able to see it as a as a medium shot, and we're gonna be able to see it as a close shot. So yep, hang on tight, and I'll see you back on the next one. Bye bye.